Dr. Marcia Tuft here with the Catapult Game bonus video. In the last video, I showed you a simple plan, do, check, act design cycle where you could take a look at the pieces of your Catapult game and figure out how to improve it or make it more fun. So we looked at the target, the range, and the catapult itself. Then we drilled down a little bit onto angle and energy storage. And for the projectile, we noticed we could also look at how much it weighed, or if we could change the weight of our projectile on the fly. And we talked a little bit about rules, how to make it more fun. So here's where I'm at in my game so far. I've got my cornhole style target, which seems to be working the best for me. This time I modified my range to use a yoga mat so I had a clear starting point. And I wouldn't have to worry if I was too close to the target or too far away. And because I kind of want to get some data this week, I drew some lines with chalk on my yoga mat at 1 foot intervals. So I can maybe take a record of how far my projectiles are going as I shoot them. Maybe I can learn something from that. So, oh, and you know, I totally geek out with this stuff. So because I could, I made some sets of catapult projectiles. My red bags, well, my cotton bags here are a real simple design, and I'll give you the template if you want to make some of your own. It's 5 pieces of cotton. You can even sew them together by hand. I had some dried lavender flowers that I've been in my pantry for years. And so I used some of those dried lavender heads for my stuffing, and I put some coins in it until I got a different range of weights. So I've got 3 different ranges of weights: 0.46 ounces, 0.56, 0.99 for the blue, and then I knit some little yellow balls. These are 0.99 ounces. I filled these with some wool batting and some dried beans for some weight. So I've got a range of 4 weights that I can play with, and I've got a set of 3 each. So my challenge from the last video was, can you come up with a way to hit your target? So given a range, can you tune your catapult or your projectiles to hit that target? And I'm thinking with the rules, it might be fun to say, hey, you get 10 points if you get it on your first try. And maybe you get 5 points if you get it on your second try, and maybe 3 points or 1 point after that for your third try. Anyhow, but that's up to you and your game. How do you want to do it? So let's just take some observations here. So I'm going to start with this catapult. I have 5 lever arm positions. I'm going to start in position 3. Here's my rubber band. You can see this is the amount of stretch I'm getting. So it's a reasonable amount of stretch. And if you can imagine, that's going to give it a nice arc. So I kind of like the look at this lever arm angle. Let's take my lightest weight, my red bag, and see how far it goes. Just about 4 feet on landing. So I'm going to call that maybe 50 inches. Let's try the green bag next. Just under 4 feet, I'm going to call that 44 inches. And for better results, I'd suggest you take maybe 3 sets of data. That landed about here, that's about 27. Now I'm going to do the yellow. And that was about 37 inches maybe. So if you look at my data, can you see a trend? The lighter weight projectiles are going further, but they're not going far enough. Is there something else I can do? Well, I can change my lever arm angle. Let's try that. Which way would you like to move it? Would you like to move it out so it's flinging it further up? Would you like to move it closer in? What do you think? Well, let's try it. Try going back to forth. Doesn't take long to try. Okay, so that's where my bag ended up last time. Okay, let's see, here we go. Oh, that landed about 34, so let's try green. Almost 36 on the nose. Yellow is next in weight. Six. Blue. It stuck its landing. We'll call that 18. Okay, that can be perfect on these measurements. And some of this data is really close. So, you know, some changes may not be significant, but clearly I was going shorter distances with this lever arm angle. So let's move it, let's try it all the way up at 1. Let's see where we get with that. Now, you're getting compounded effects when you change your lever arm positions, because you're not just changing the lever arm position, you're also changing the amount of stretch in the rubber band. So you're changing the amount of energy storage. So you're looking at two different effects. For again, the only thing that matters is the final result, right? So don't stress. Okay, red. Let's see if I can check this out. Ready, steady, go. Whoa! Woohoo! That went a little over 5 feet, 61 inches. So that wasn't unexpected. Surprise. Let's try green. Whoa, so close. I'm going to call that 64 inches. So a little further. Again, it's further. Huh. The green one went a little bit further both times that I could tell. Blue. Well, that was just a little over 40, call it 49 inches. And yellow. I just wasn't willing to cut the tail on this off because it's a drawstring finish, so I can still open it back up and change the stuffing. Okay, yellow. Okay, I'm gonna call it about 50 inches roughly. Okay, so this lever arm position, back to back, is giving me more range than the other 3, but it's also giving me kind of a shallower launch angle. You can see that. Maybe if I shot video this way, I could see that better. So is there a way that I could get more energy into this catapult and maybe have a more neutral launch angle? What do you think? What are some ways I could get more energy storage? Let's say I want to tune it for option 3. So I know I can adjust range with weight. Well, maybe I could get a stronger rubber band, or maybe I could try 2 rubber bands. What do you think? Let's give it a try. There's different, okay, so I can feel this is taking more energy. All right, got my 2 rubber bands attached. Let's try red. And again, for this game, I'm gonna say 10 points for the first try in, 5 points for second shot, and 1 point for third. So if I were gonna guess, What do you think would get in? Well, if you take your data, that's what we can plot up on a chart, and then we could use this to predict what combination would get us in faster. Whoa! Hole in one! 10 points. So bullseye. So red is going in. Whoa, that one went over the top. That one went over the top. Okay. So I didn't get any data on that because I didn't measure how far that would go. So if you wanted to collect more data, you maybe would want a longer range where you can measure beyond the target. Just a thought. Green, this is the next weight. It should go a little bit shorter than the red ones. Ooh, right in the middle. Again, so we got a bullseye. Can we repeat that success? What do you think? Oh, well, maybe if my aim were better. Maybe I need to watch my catapult and not my target. Whoa, well, okay, so my aim. Okay, let's try yellow. That might be my fault. I can learn how to aim. Woohoo! That went in. Yay! Woohoo! I'm getting better. Practice. 2, 3 for 3. Pressure's on. Can we do it? Yes! Trifecta. 3 for 3. Woohoo! Okay, can we keep up the streak with the blue? Is this well tuned? Not quite. So we're getting pretty consistent. Oh, so my challenge to you is see if you can figure out a relationship between weight and the distance your target flies. Okay, and see if some incidence angles are more robust. I mean, I was able to hit that target, which is a pretty good size hole, 14-inch diameter, with 3 different weights. Okay. The red, I guess I got lucky, but the green and the yellow, if I had aimed better on the green, I should have been able to get all of those in. And the blue was a little bit short, so you might find that some incidence angles give you a little better opportunity to hit that target. But just play with it, see how it works. You may have a different target. You could use a bowl as a target or a basket. You could try angling it. You can have a trick. You can have a flat target. Your rules can be anything you want them to be. I just want you to have fun and play with your catapults and maybe learn a little bit about, you know, what weights go further. Think about energy storage. So how much energy you're storing and how far that weight is going. So think about those relationships. And then in next week's video, I'll get a little bit more into the science of how catapults work and give you the tools to use some of the data that you collect this week. So hope you're having fun with your catapults. See you in the next video. This is Dr. Marcia Tuff signing off. Check out my website, putneydesigns.com. Under the STEM menu, there's a catapults page where I'll be listing these videos as I generate them and edit them. And also there's some templates you can use. So there's some graph paper that you can plot your data up on. There's some tables that you can use to collect your data. So check that out. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss the next video. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great weekend.